What is up? What is up? What is up? DLLS Cowboys emergency pod, ladies and gentlemen. Micah Parsons has requested a trade from your Dallas Cowboys. So everything that we have been talking about leading up to this moment, we have now reached the point where Micah Parsons has had enough. And I'm not going to, you know what? I'm not going on a rant, at least not yet, because first I want to talk to my friends. I'm Jeff Kavanaugh. I'm here alongside former Cowboy wide receiver Jesse Holley and the greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys, Mr. Clarence Hill, who's been at the forefront of all of the Michael Parsons coverage, if you will. One of the best players in football is done being disrespected by the Jones family is the way that I read all this and their ridiculousness with how they think that they can negotiate with their players and talk about their players in public. We have a full statement from Micah Parsons, which I can read if you guys think that I should, but I want to say hello to both Jesse Holley and Clarence Hill. Hello, Jesse. Hello, Jesse. Hello, Jesse.
What up? What up? What up? I think you should read it. I think it's worth reading.
And then I want to say hello to Mr. Clarence Hill. Clarence, you think I should read Micah's statement?
I need you to read it, no uhs and ahs.
No uhs and ahs, just rip it.
Yeah.
This is Micah Parsons to you, the Cowboy fan, and to the Cowboys front office. And it's typed in his Apple Notes, which means that someone pasted it there for him. Probably David Mulligetta. Yes, I wanted to be here. I did everything I could to show that I wanted to be a Cowboy and wear the star on my helmet. I wanted to play in front of the best fans in sports and make this America's team once again. The team my pops and I grew up cheering for way up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, I no longer want to be here. I no longer want to be held to closed-door negotiations without my agent present. I no longer want shots taken at me for getting injured while laying it on the line for the organization, our fans, and my teammates. I no longer want narratives created and spread to the media about me. I'd purposely stayed quiet in hopes of getting something done, but since there's confusion out there, let me clear some things up. I had my agent reach out to the Cowboys last offseason after my third year in hopes of getting a deal done early. Unfortunately, the team did not want to start any negotiations at that point. I was okay with that. Didn't complain, focused on the 2024 season. After the season, I told my agent once again, let the team know we were open to negotiate when they met at the Combine. My agent informed me I should wait for other deals to get done because the price would only go up, but I didn't care and wanted to secure myself as a Cowboy long term. This was before any of the other pass rusher deals got to flip pages. Hold on. Deals got done. This offseason, I knew I would be leaving money on the table, but again, I was okay with that. Again, radio silence as far as my extension. In March, I met with Mr. Jones to talk about leadership. Somehow the conversation turned into him talking contract with me. Yes, I engaged in a back and forth in regards to what I wanted from my contract, but at no point did I believe this was supposed to be a formal negotiation. And I informed Mr. Jones afterward my agent would reach out, thinking this would get things done. But when my agent reached out and spoke to Adam, he was told the deal was pretty much already done. My agent, of course, told him that's not the case. Also reached out to Stephen Jones. Again, the team decided to go silent. At that point, we decided we would allow the team to reach out to us whenever they decided they wanted to talk. Yet still not a call, email, or text to my agent about starting a negotiation. Up to today, the team has not had a single conversation with my agent about a contract. Not one demand has been made by my agent about money, years, or anything else. Still, I stayed quiet. But again, after repeated shots at myself and all the narratives, I've made a tough decision. I no longer want to play for the Dallas Cowboys. My trade request has been submitted to Stephen Jones personally. Clarence Hill, go.
And I've talked to both sides. I told y'all this morning that Stephen Jones apologized to Micah for that shot. He said he, shouldn't have said what he said, and Micah's feeling the shots. He's been feeling the shots that have been coming on the record, off the record, just little things like the pay. When Jerry said that if the whispers weren't allowed to CD, just having fun. But again, it's personal for the player. I know for sure they have not talked to the agent. As of this morning, have not talked to the agent. More important, I was actually writing a story. They have not even submitted that deal to the agent. The agent has never seen that deal. That all the people on Jerry's side was the richest in sports. And the deal that Jerry claimed they have had and meeting of minds on, they never sent the deal to the agent. He has not seen the deal. They have not offered any other deals. There have been no negotiations, no back and forth. or anything like that. That has not happened. He's right. It's been silent. And again, why? None of it makes any sense. And from a Cowboys standpoint, we gave him a solid deal. Solid deals to who? Says who? From your point of view, it's solid, but that's why I have my agent to look out for my side and look at it and see what the deal is. They have not sent the deal to the agent. But the bottom line is, just because you say it's a good deal doesn't mean it's a good deal.
Jesse?
Drama, 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 drama. This is what the Cowboys have become. This is just another episode of Our Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, you name it. This is what the Cowboys, this is what it is. We've gotten to this point because let's not skip over that part. We've gotten to this point because of the lack of forward thinking and just the ability to get deals done by the Jones family. We've already said on countless occasions, this is their blueprint. This is the way they go about business. And we've gotten to this point. Now, do I believe this is an empty threat? Kinda. I think this is another part of the process. I think that we sometimes see, you saw Terry McLaurin do it over in Washington. Remember, Myles Garrett said almost the same exact thing, minus the shots being taken, about how he never wanted to play another down in Cleveland. Then all of a sudden, Cleveland got the money right, and he signed, and it's happily ever after. So I think this is just, and also let me say, I'm not mad at Micah for doing this. I think this is the next step in him and his agent really forcing the issue, because they do want to get a deal done. Deal should have been done. And I get Micah taking the shots personally because they were unnecessary. But I do think this is one of those deals where it's just the next escalating step to it. I truly, in my heart of hearts, do not believe that Micah wants to leave Dallas. I don't think I think what he said in the initial statement was he, his daddy, his family, who have all been Cowboy fans for a very long time, are still Cowboy fans, and they want to end his career as a Cowboy. So this is just one of those things where David Malugetta says they want to play dirty, we can play dirtier, and now this is the move that they made.
The Truth 646 is in the super chat. He said the Cowboys front office is the absolute worst. I do think that Jerry Jones can give Nico Harrison a run for his money for sure, and he's really trying to beat him today. KG's in the super chat and yells, educated opinion, does this change much? Or are we looking at drama and Micah's still probably going to get paid? Myles Garrett type situation. And I do think that, yes, you could absolutely still get a deal done. You could still have the Myles Garrett situation happen.
Clarence, you got to mute your phone. You got to mute. You got a lot of background noise.
Is that what it is? I don't know where it's coming from, but we have a whole bunch of extra noise.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm in a tent and you're on my computer. I don't have my earphones on. I was just trying to get on the pod as fast as possible.
Oh, okay. You're okay. Well, yeah, we got a bunch of stuff in the background. But I do think it says a lot that a guy like Micah Parsons, we've talked about it before. Micah Parsons desperately wants to be liked and loved by everyone, whether it's the Joneses, whether it's fan base, whether it's whatever. And I think a lot of things he does is because that is the way that it wants to be had. And I think having the words multiple times in the statement, I no longer want to play for the Dallas Cowboys. Like you have to know what to part of the fan base that's going to do. Now, to me, as somebody who wants to see the Cowboys win, that doesn't make me mad at Micah Parsons. That makes me furious at Jerry Jones. Like the arrogance, the ego, the level that you believe you can disrespect your best players and try to subvert the entire process of how business is done in signing players, to the point that one of the best players in the National Football League would rather be gone from the team that he and his family grew up cheering for than to deal with your nonsense. You're 82, 83 years old. The look in the mirror and change something is never going to happen. But just know that, Jerry, you're an embarrassment of a general manager. It is embarrassing it should be embarrassing for every Cowboy fan that one of the best players in the league, who's a massive Cowboy fan, has gotten to the point on a contract that's easy. Yep. It is so easy. We could give you Micah's contract right now, and it's what he will sign with whatever team he goes to. And the fact that you've gotten it to this point because you think it's fun to take shots at your players and disrespect people, and I talk to the principal and try to do an end around, and then when the player doesn't let you, now he's the enemy and the agent's the enemy. I'd said it today on the show, I love the Dallas Cowboys. I want them to win everything. The more we have to talk about the people who own and run it at the very top, the harder that is for me. I cheer for this team and this organization. They're hard to cheer for because I just don't think they're good at this. And that's all. That's all I got.
And it is sad. It's sad that we've come to this with this type of player and this organization when this thing should be about your new head coach. This is not a culture change, right? This is the same old culture that we've seen in the past from the front office, and attitude reflects leadership. If you want to have this culture change, you want things change, and now you want players that want to buy in. If I'm looking around, I'm looking at it saying, now I get it. Players are going to say you're going to fold anyway and pay the guy anyway, but guys, this is not the old days. You can't take shots at guys. You can't say things to guys and it's going to just roll off their back. They're going to feel some kind of way about it. And now that we've come into this social media age, you can't get on the radio or in the media and have your little snarky remarks and think dudes aren't going to have their responses. And you've seen that so far with Micah Parsons. And I think Micah, if this is a game of spades, Micah slammed down the big joker right here. This is a big joker slam down right here. And now I'm very, very interested and curious to see the responses from Jerry and from Steven.
Yeah, because Micah slammed down the big joke, and I think he's winning the battle of PR right now. And he certainly, again, they met their match when it comes to using the media and using social media to get out a message. And Micah's, beat him to the punch, so to speak. But the Cowboys are talking. We're talking about, we could control them because we got the 2 franchise tags. I mean, all this stuff. Oh, what we could pay him. We could have 4 starters. We could pay for what they're paying Micah. And I know Jerry was talking, and the Cowboys were talking last night about, whatever we offered in March, that's off the table. We're not going there again. Like they're going to lower their offer and things like that. So none of it makes sense. It sounds. It's negotiation, and again, Micah has loved the Cowboys since he was a child. We saw the draft day video, him and Micah being drafted by the Cowboys, and how much his dad loves the Cowboys and brother loves the Cowboys. And again, his mom is out here at camp, with entourage. His kids are out here. The pot shots do get personal. You do kind of feel it, and again, unnecessary pot shots, and you don't have to do it. And again, they've historically have done it. I go back to the Zeke stuff, and Zeke was in Cabo mad and fighting mad. I've talked to his agent. He was so hurt and so upset when Jerry put that Zeke out there, because, Pollard had a good preseason game against the Rams in Hawaii. And so it's personal. It's real personal. And again, it's nothing. I would say we all believe that a pen to paper, a real deal, and these feelings will be over. Like, at the end of Ziku, they had T-shirts made Ziku and stuff like that. I was hugging and glad handed and everything else. So I will see. But again, if you want to throw the joker down, if you want to up the ante, you want to call somebody's bluff, Micah has called the Cowboys bluff. And now what the Cowboys do?
Joseph is in the super chat. Is this the worst run team in sports? I don't think it did that. Now there are worse. But I don't know if there's a more entitled, egocentric general manager in sports. Sean is in the super chat. Cowboys are the slumlords of the NFL. They will give you that brand new flooring, but won't replace the old water heater and charge you $4,000 a month. And then Dan Myers is in there. This is a PR move from Micah. He's kicking Jerry's ass in the PR war. He'll get all the money, no trade clause, and Jerry's mega yacht in the end of this. But the cycle will continue. They don't learn. Clarence, Clarence, what are you doing? Jason's in the super chat. Your whole screen was just filled up with your hand holding your phone. I think you're muted too.
Well, now he's muted. This guy's
the sad thing is they'll pull this crap next year when it's time to pay Bland and Tyler Smith. They might. Okay, so let me ask you guys this. Do you still believe, like, what's your percentage? Do you still believe absolutely that, first of all, that Micah Parsons is going to be a Cowboy this year and going to get a contract extension before this year starts to be a Cowboy?
Not for me.
See, I don't know if I think so either.
I think so. I think it gets done. I think this may be the impetus to getting something done. Because again, they've been radio silent. Well, they can't be radio silent now. They got to talk to somebody.
Well, how? I don't know. I feel like they hear what everybody says before, and we have been. Well, I guess now it's directly from Micah's mouth with full backstory, and that changes things. But I mean, we've been, some of us, making fun of them for a long time for not calling the agent of the football player. It's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard of from a guy whose job is general manager to claim I don't talk to agents. Like, then give up. Don't do that job, because that is that job. That's the job. And that just drives me bonkers. I'm not yelling at Jerry. John said, when Jerry decides to shoot himself in the foot, he reaches 12 gauge. Sheesh. Damn it. If they don't want to pay him, fine. But a trade should have been done at the draft. No, I think that's the biggest thing about them that drives me bonkers is they don't learn. Like, in the mind of the egomaniacal billionaire, I don't have to trade a guy right now because eventually he's going to do what I want, despite the mountain of evidence that every time you do this, you do what they want. This time's going to be different. Like, this time, I talked to Micah in my office one time. I told him we were going to have a leadership chat, and then I tried to trick him into signing a contract. Like, I don't know how they don't learn. I don't know how they don't learn. And people who are talking about trading, I mean, that's what's happening. Just to reset, if you're brand new here and have missed it, Micah Parsons has requested a trade from the Cowboys directly to Stephen Jones. He has submitted that he would like to be traded. And if he was, and there may be some fans out there, I got news for you. Bill Barnwell wrote an article for you last week. It was every NFL team. What is every player worth in trade? And the Cowboys had one guy that fell into the category of 2 first-round picks and more. And that's Micah Parsons. Who's ready to do it? Clarence?
Billy.
I don't believe that the Cowboys, if they even pull this off, would do the right thing with the picks that they got. It's just, I mean, if you just do your part, if you do your part and act as if you are truly a GM, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I don't think there's any other franchise that a 26-year-old 4-time Pro Bowler, All-Pro, 3 out of those 4 times, sack leader, doing things that only Reggie White has done in his first 4 years of his career. No other organization is playing around with this. None. There was a story the other day that talked about all the guys from that, like the major guys from the draft class with Micah Parsons got deals done. He's the only one that hasn't gotten a deal done. This is ownership, GMship malpractice when you talk about how you handle a star football player in your organization. And then you wonder why, when we get to January, we are always the laughing stock of the league. It's little things like this. It's these small things that begin to add up, and it just makes for bad football when it matters the most.
Brandon,
go
ahead, Clarence.
Yeah, I'm just saying that you don't just trade generational talents. I mean, you just don't do it. And everybody, the fans, whoever is talking about they should trade him, you don't trade just generational.
We got Barry Church.
What's up,
Barry? What's happening?
You never know who you may run into,
just
man.
Give me the invite next time y'all in Cali, just chilling at Nobu or something.
Come on, man. Come on out here. Hey, Jesse, I just want to say your twin is out here because he's so mad because everybody calls him Jesse.
Oh, Isaiah Stanback.
Oh my God. Fans call him Jesse so much, he gets so frustrated. And I'm sure you get frustrated for the same thing because we don't look alike just because we got dread.
We look nothing alike.
Happens to be in Broadus too. White guys.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. But both of you guys are kind of 6'3"-ish, right?
Yeah, tall white guys. Yeah,
we're tall.
No, not you. Him and Isaiah. But anyway, remember the Raiders traded that great defensive end and got trashed back. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, they got the picks. They just didn't do anything good
Yeah.
with them. Yeah.
Khalil
Right,
Mack.
and there's no guarantee that you're going to get a generational player back. You just don't give up generational players.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
You know, especially when the money's the money. I mean, come on, let's be honest about it. You know, we're talking about what you got to talk about cash flow. We know what the paragraph 5 is going to be. You know, we know what the base is going to be. We know what the base should be. It's going to be the foundation is 41. How much you go up from there?
Brandon's in the super chat. Micah's brother's tweeting about the Myles Garrett thing. And if that's making the comparison of like he demanded a trade also and then signed an extension, I think that's fine. And that could absolutely happen. It's probably the betting favorite is that Micah will ultimately stay a Cowboy and then they'll hug and they'll pretend that everything is fine. But like, this is not made up frustration. This is not fake frustration.
No.
This is a lot more than that. And what I don't want you to do, like if you're a Cowboy fan, I don't want to hear it compared to the Myles Garrett thing. Because what you're doing is we all work together, and I get to hear Clarence Hill say all the time, the standard is the standard. If the comparison is the fact that Myles Garrett demanded a trade from a franchise because he wanted to be paid and they suck always and forever, and you want to compare it to that, well, then the new standard is that you're saying you need to money whip a guy to stay in your terrible franchise, and that ain't the comparison I want to make.
No, and let's be honest about it. It was Michael's brother who first started chirping about a deal in March. It was also Michael's brother earlier today tweeted about the Donnie Rossini thing. If you didn't hear it come from Michael's mouth, don't believe it. This just talk. So he was basically shooting down the trade stuff. Of course, then Micah puts out the tweet to confirm I want to trade. So now he's going back and comparing it to the Myles Garrett thing. But just a few hours ago, he was not even co-signing that he was requesting a trade.
Night 405's in the super. Luca all over again. I mean, the difference is that Luca didn't ask for that. Luca wasn't trying to go anywhere. Dro knows. Tell Steven on my way up I-45. I want all the smoke. Jerry and Jerry Jr. could jump in too. Grandkids too. I hope Arkansas football goes 0-12. Okay. Opera Doc fan since 66. This is where I draw the line. If Micah goes, I go. Texas T, even if we did trade Micah, Jared take the worst deals just to send Micah to the Jags and be petty and Pop never beating these allegations. I bet that was about when this is what we saw from you on your screen for a while, Clarence. It looked like that.
Okay, first of all, I was getting texts from important people. And so
I believe you. It's just funny on the broadcast.
Trying to do my damn job, okay? That's why I had my phone up, because I was trying to make sure what he was sending me.
I know. Look, we all talk crap to each other. Clarence is the best beat writer in the history of the Dallas Cowboys. We're just talking crap. All right, prediction. Micah has requested a trade. Ultimately, how does this play out, Clarence?
It plays out with him getting a deal at some point. When, I don't know. Does it happen before September 4th? I just don't see him playing on the 5th-year minimum this year, and the Cowboys call his bluff.
Yeah, he gets a deal.
No, guys, it's like, no, I saw these things, guys. Yeah. Wait, 30. No, don't worry about it. Sorry, guys. Now I'm doing Clarence. I had work people sending me things that I had already seen, but then they told me check Slack, and in Slack it says what I'd already seen in text.
Just shut it down.
Well, I just want to make sure I don't get out of here and miss any supers. So let me make sure. We got Sam. Do they do this BS with star players, just hoping they hold out to avoid getting injured in camp? I think that's part of the reason they don't mind it, because then your great players aren't getting hurt. Timothy, check out CD Lamb's latest tweet. Okay, we're staying live while I check Twitter. Hold on. See what CD said.
I gotta go, fellas. I'll holler at you guys, man.
See you, Jesse. CD Lamb's latest tweet is never fails, dog. Just pay the man what you owe him. No need for extracurricular. Yeah, and that's what they love doing. It's just,
I don't understand. Like Jesse's like saying the players should not show solidarity. I don't really understand him mad at Wanye and here. This is what you want. You want brotherhood. You want culture. You want players supporting this. It was Jerry Jones who pointed out after the opening ceremony, and really he made a comment about Micah being in a bomber jet with his teammates, and they need to be in the foxhole with him. He brought this up in the conversation about why he needs to be in camp, why they need him here. Because he needs to be in the fox. They need to see you here. Well, they sent him here, okay, and they've seen him here, and they see the Cowboys not paying him, and so this is what you want. This is the kind of leader you inadvertently made Micah a leader. Most people say he wasn't. You've inadvertently done that, and now the players are following suit, following their leader, supporting their leader.
Yeah, I mean, and that's now you turned him into a martyr, really, for the rest of the players to rally behind. So now your first year head coach who's never been hired, he's never done this job before, despite having a very long NFL career. Now he gets to deal with this nonsense, and that is the Cowboy way. Like, what you're signing up for is an absolute circus roller coaster where I cannot get over. There is not another team in the NFL. There's probably not another team in pro sports. I would have to think about it, where the guy whose job title is general manager, your job is to select players, trade for players, sign players, extend players, do all of these things, can say the words, "I don't talk to agents." That Julian's in the super chat. Saw Chill in Oxnard. Talked to him for a few minutes with my little boy. Chill is a cool dude. Thanks for taking the time to chop it up. John, it's not 4D chess, it's 5D incompetence. Yeah, baby. So Micah Parsons has requested a trade. How will it play out? We shall see. And anything else that pops up, you better believe on the DLLS Cowboys podcast, we will pop right back on and be right back here with you. The truth, let's pray one day Charlotte saves us from this. All right. Thank you, Chill. We appreciate you. You've been at the front of this thing the whole damn way. You're a beast. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.